Unfortunately, yesterday I had to kind of dip out real quick. I've got some side work lined up, so I've got some really exciting trips at the end of the month. So today I'm going to be finishing up the work from yesterday. We've got one all the way to the Orbital here, 2 over ready for the drum, and then I've got a stack of 4 more boards to take all the way through. If you're not familiar with our lives here, here at Life Skateboards we handcraft high quality skateboard decks. We press them ourselves, shape them ourselves, and apply the graphics ourselves. The difference in the process is what makes our boards extremely strong. Here's our veneer storage here. Gonna get a shipment soon. Here's where we glue all the boards by hand to make sure that none of the inner plies get any missed spots on the glue. We want full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. Here's where we press the boards. The boards are under pressure for 24 hours before they cure in a stack of their own concave for a week. These are all the boards that are curing. Once those boards are cured, Sam, the owner of the company, comes in here and he puts truck holes into those uncuts with the drill press here, and then attaches one of these templates of one of these many shapes that we have to that uncut and cuts out the shape on this router right here. The template runs along that bearing and the top part cuts it out. The next step here is the belt sander. When Sam cuts out that shape, the edge is not at a 90 to the concave, and in order for the edge router here to work, it needs to be at a 90. So we take it here, put that at a 90 to it, bring it here, and then we round off the edges like these ones here. The rest of the steps are just cleanup before graphics are applied. So you can get one of those boards of your own at lifeskateboard.com. I'm going to try to angle this so the website's in the background there. There we go. But I'm going to go ahead and get to work. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Share this for me if this is something you enjoy. I'm going to quickly share this to another platform. Casper's Keeper is the boss lady today. And we're here. So like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll angle you down so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. This step is just the final step of cleanup before graphics are applied. We finish with a 150 grit. Hi there, Astro, sorry. My eyes aren't very good in the morning. Good morning. What's up with you guys? Thanks for tuning in, guys. So the earlier step is you can't really remove any excess glue from the top, especially with how awesome and deep our concave is. So that's what this step is doing, just clean up and removing any excess glue. What's up, guys? Thanks for popping on Off-Grid. I found your Instagram Off-Grid, and I think we get along pretty well. I wish I had that type of room for my dog. Thanks, Off-Grid. Yeah, don't forget. I keep forgetting all the things I'm supposed to say on YouTube. hit that like button and subscribe. And I'm new to this. I don't know how to remind you guys what to do. Thanks, Oscar. What's up, Arthur? Thanks for tuning in. Now, if you guys have any questions about the board making process, feel free to ask. This is the step where I can talk to you guys quite a bit. The rest of the steps I have a respirator on. This hooked up to a vacuum, so I don't worry about it too much. Why don't we sound off where everybody's from? That's always a fun way to fun thing to look back on in the chat. I like that. What's up, Robot? Arthur asked what I'm making. I'm handcrafting skateboards for Life Skateboards. I messed this up. There you go. If you go to this website, we've got over 77 shapes listed on the website. If you go to the company's Instagram, that would be Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram. We have some shapes that aren't released on the website but are available, including these gigantic ones. Yep, I'll be shaping a couple of those today. We just released those because Slappy made a 13-inch truck, so we had to make something to match it. Of course. We've been making big boards for a while. But we also make popsicles, youth boards, long boards, even little tiny weird boards. But every board from Life Skateboards is fresh by me. Sam cuts out every single board. I shape it through the steps that you're going to see today, and then Sam applies the graphics. Sam started the company in 2012. It was previously a skate shop before that, and now here we are. I've joined a few years ago. Love the job. Yeah, it's great to immerse myself in skateboarding. Before, so let's see if we can get it to work this time. Let's have everybody in the chat tell us where they're from. I like that. I like to know where everybody's watching from. It's pretty fun. You're watching from the UK? That's rad. Yeah, it is a skateboard. You actually have board pressers over in the UK. Big A Skateboards is a really cool brand. Their presses are beautiful. It's like teeth. Looks like it's smashing the board and eating it. We got David making comments on how I look. I'm sorry, bud. That's your problem, not mine. We got Salt Lake. No, I'm finishing skateboards, Exodia. If you scroll back a bit, I did a little tour of the steps of the process that we do here. We press the boards ourselves over in the other room. And the boss cuts out the shape, and then you're going to see all the steps that happen after that. Oh, from Georgia. That's rad. You guys are pretty close to that. What just happened in Florida? Skateboarding. Ah, man. Bam was down there. It's early in the morning. I can't remember. Enrique said, where can you buy a board? Right here. At lifeskateboard.com. There's over 77 shapes on there. Check us out. So now that I've cleaned up the top and bottom of this deck, I'm going to be cleaning up the edge here. The nose and tail you got to round over, and then the edges you just go up and down. You always want to follow the grain on here. Block size, do you skate? Yes. If you're making skateboards, you probably should be skating. You can head over to my page and check if you'd like to. You can fact check me on my own personal fact. It's a fun process for making a skateboard. You're going to be seeing the shaping process. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to pressing today. Today I'm just kind of catching up on work I had to run out on yesterday. Had to line up some side work. I'm planning some really exciting trips at the end of the month. Hopefully you guys get to see a lot of that. I'm going to be going to go visit BAM and then go skate a big bash over in Cleveland. That's going to be fun. From Albany, Western Australia. Awesome. You guys have cool board makers there. One of the best factories in the world is over there. Omniboards. I'm not a big fan of factory boards, but Omniboards is pretty cool. I sure do care about grilled cheese sandwiches. That's important. Now here's the real question, Bob. How many different cheeses do you put in your grilled cheese sandwich? That's important. That's the real question here. Yeah, so Skateboard said flight decks made in the factory. Yep, that's correct. So what I misspoke a little bit earlier. I more meant all wood construction. When it comes to factory or industry made boards, I have a lot to say about a lot of companies. But when it comes to flight decks that Powell's putting out, great technology for a non-wood construction board. I love that, and I love that they're very honest about their price points and say that they come from China. Don't love that they do. Shipping wood back and forth to make boards that are made to be durable doesn't make much sense to me, but it is what it is. When it comes to most factory production, I have a lot of negative things to say. But for Skate 1, good job. Obviously, they don't need my good job, but let's give it a shot. Workshop doesn't make skateboards. This is one thing I'm going to have to say here. Whenever you're asking me about brands, doesn't really matter. Those brands don't make skateboards. They have other people make skateboards. So ask me about the manufacturer. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks, Turk. I appreciate that. You want to talk about Alien Workshop? Don Pendleton is one of my favorite artists. They had a great team. When Don Pendleton joined and Hulk Rips got together to make Darkroom, I really liked all the artwork on it. That was pretty awesome. Crazy Dutch says, I can see you cry a lot. I am sorry, bud. Your projection on my page is what it is. Sanji always gets a shout out, and I swear I will say your name correctly one time. Thanks, Exodium. I appreciate it. And if you guys want to help me out, there is a playlist on my channel called Watch This For Me that has all my long videos in it. If you let that play, you boost my watch hours and get me closer to partner. I think I'm like 250 away from it. I'm pretty proud of that. And it's all thanks to you guys. All right, we're going to hop to them. Someone asked me, I have no clue what Just Owl just asked, but Zion, I just finished this board ready for graphics here, and we're going to hop over here and finish a couple more that I had partially through the process, and then we're going to shape these. So this is what they look like when Sam cuts out the shape right here. This is what they look like after I round the edge. Now I'm going to have to clean those up. We press them in the other room. Exodia said, right here, the Festool vacuum? That's a great question, Karma. Anytime, Sanji. What size deck is that? This one actually is, the one I was just shaping is just an 825, but we have everything. We got a bunch of popsicles in line here, and then we got some 13.2 boards. Yeah, that Festool is a nice one. That's the only reason I trust not wearing a respirator on the Orbital, but I am going to wear a respirator for the rest of this. Awesome, tuning in from Malaysia. Hey guys, answer that question for Jay, because that's some insight that I would have liked jumping into this. So Zion, we don't do custom graphics. You know what? Real quick here, because what I'm doing isn't time restrictive. I'm going to do one little trip over to the studio so you can see how we apply our graphics. And then if anybody has any more questions about that, I'm going to just tell them to scroll back and I'm going to get to work here. Let me grab my keys. So this is the shaping room. These are all the templates for the shapes. Here is the pressing room where we press the boards. Here are all the curing decks getting ready to be cut out into shapes. Here's where we roll the glue by hand. The printing and shipping studio is in the garage up here. Keeping it separate just to keep desks separate. We do make our own boards, Zion, but you can always check us out. They're high quality, extremely strong. The company started in 2012. I joined a few years back, and I fell in love with the boards before I was one of the guys making them. All of the J's. I have no clue. I'm too lazy to scroll back up. I'm sorry, Jay. So the Orbital is actually a DeWalt. And the reason we're going to do that is because it takes a lot of, I'm sorry, I'm fiddling with my keys here. It takes a lot of strain and stress, and those Orbitals go through thousands of boards before they're done, but it's nice to have a cheap one to replace really quickly. You know what I mean? All right, so we're over here in the studio. So we apply our graphics here with Lino blocks. So that's why we can't really do customs, but we can do collages. So our Lino blocks are these. Let me get you right here. Dang it. We got ink all over the place here. So these are our Lino blocks. They are hand-carved relief images, kind of like a big stamp. There you go. Some light might help. So we have a local artist named Ben Blakely that carves all these. We got tons of them. You can pick your color. You can pick a collage. You can pick a background. Here is my signature graphic, done by Ben Blakely. I like it a lot. And then this is another graphic, one of my favorites. This is the Lori graphic. This isn't listed on the website, but if you want it, you just put "I want Lori graphic" in the notes. Right here. So I'm in the process right now of explaining why we don't do customs, but as far as graphics. But no skin off my back if you buy a bunch of boards and then put that on there. I'm not going to be happy to see heat transfer hit anything, but you know how it is. But alright guys, I'm going to get back over here to shaping. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing the graphic application there. Do spiders crawl in your car? Sometimes. Sometimes. I live in Indiana. We got lots of spiders. I like them all. That's a good question. I didn't expect that one today. I don't know an Earl, though. Sorry. The only Earl I know is that one actor guy. Just kidding. Jason Lee's there we go. ear? Oh, in my ear. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I keep a couple in there just for fun. You know, it's nice it keeps you awake. Always are like a little, they whisper to me. I keep a couple in there every once in a while though. You gotta let them out. Toss a couple flies that way. But if I'm not careful though, the snake on the left side gets the spiders on the right. Yeah, you can reach out through the website. I have no clue what they say. I'm not going to go do a trick right now. You can go to my page and check that out. I got work to do. But we're going to go ahead and clean these up. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus, IR. Thanks. There we go. I just got props from Jesus. All right, so I'm going to throw a respirator on. We're going to clean things up on the drum here, and I will get back to answering questions in just a moment. Respirator, so we don't die. Respirator? I hardly even know her. I apologize, guys. My phone is supposed to be on Do Not Disturb, and it is. So someone is just calling twice to annoy me. My bad, guys. Skate? Yeah, I do skate. Even flow. No, I don't speak Spider. I didn't learn it very well. I speak a little bit of Spanish, but not Spider. It's a hard one to learn. excess glue off the bottom ply of that depth. It makes it easier if I do it here instead of over on the Orbital. Wow, buddy. You are getting banned. That's just unacceptable, guys. If you come in my page and start using racial slurs, you're just... like, what's the point? Really, what's the point? Ugh. You know, let's have a little talk, everybody, about positivity and your impact on the world. See, I view our purpose on this earth as a collection of our impact we have on others. So if you just set out to upset people or make people upset, what's the point? You had no impact and your existence here was nothing. But alright, so we're hopping over to this now. This is the Mac wheel, this is the step before the Orbital, it cleans things up. Alright, now we're moving on. Appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to finish these 3 orbitals up here. Smoking barrel barbecue. People are watching from Chile, that's cool. Oh, Cuba, I understand that for sure. I think there is still a strong respect for the originators of the culture and everything that people had to contribute to it. I mean, Jim Gray just got inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. I'm seeing the general public of skateboarding, at least in our area, start to pick up craft boards made the right way. I think we're headed in a positive direction. It's just growing as far as skateboarding as a whole. So whenever there's new people, there's going to be confusion. I remember when I was a dumb kid and I learned now it's called a fizzle flip, but I sure thought I invented it. Technically a nollie pressure hospital. I was a dumb little kid once. Now I know I didn't, but it happens. I hope it's no disrespect towards other people. All the way from Canada, that's where the wood came from. Thanks. So Nat is asking about flight decks. Flight decks have a non-wood construction. We're really good at all wood construction, so we stick with it. I don't have anything negative to say about flight decks, except for my personal opinion. I don't like a deck that flexes. A lot of people do. So that's why I like all wood construction decks, and it's a preference thing. They're extremely strong. I like Powell for what they're doing with that. I do also like that Powell is honest about their price points and say that they come from China. A lot of people hide where their cheaper boards come from. But the fact that they're putting out a high quality product that they put a bunch of research and work into is great, and it shows that they're pushing for longevity. I also personally have a strong fear of razor tail. I had a horrible sack injury, let's put it at that, off of razor tail. I went into tail, went for shove it tail to transfer a blunt on a spine and missed everything, got suspended on it, and so razor tail scares me, and razor tail with whatever that secret sauce is in between the plies on flights scares the crap out of me. I don't know much about those. You're going to have to ask the guys that are making those. If you want to ask about all wood construction boards that we've been making for a long time, they're great. Hey, I'm sorry. I wish I spoke multiple languages or there was like a translator on here. But thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this is just fun to watch. I'm more like punk. I've got a Slayer CD in the car. I just won tickets. Well, I gave away tickets and got tickets for the giveaway to go see Aquabats, Mike V and the Rats, and Coffin Cats on the 17th. There's another concert I'm going to for Cody and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday. And honestly, I've got a giveaway running that I started this morning. If you go over to Stranger Casper on Instagram, there's instructions for how to enter it. It is at Everwise Amphitheater in Indianapolis, so obviously make sure you can make it to it, but check it out for me. Our decks are available all over the world. I will say that international shipping sucks, so it's a flat rate. So order with some friends. Yeah, we might lose some money on shipping, but selling multiple boards is worth it for us. If you order with friends, it's a flat rate, so you kind of cut down on that price. Business is businessing, you know? Sales can always be better. I'd love to be making boards every single day, all day. That would be awesome. Can I send a board? No, unfortunately, bud, I can't do that. But the boards are available and we ship all over the world. Just check out lifeskateboard.com. Price per deck, so popsicles start at $70 and then kids go up from there. You can make popsicles more expensive by adding plies, wheel wells, all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, our base price is $70 on popsicles, and then shapes and stuff go up from there. We sell, so what you're asking for is, do we sell decks? Yes, we do sell just decks by themselves. We also offer a complete option, but most of the time when you're skating, you're just replacing your deck anyway. So, but obviously we can make you a wall hanger if you'd like. My favorite trucks are Ace Classics. I tried the AF1 Classic, but I don't like the sound on concrete coping. That might be a really dumb reason to use my truck, but it is what it is. Stay lane, buddy. I love this hat. Hey, all the way from Texas. Hey, congratulations and welcome back to skateboarding. Remember, Big Pop said it's always waiting for you. There's a ton of people getting back into skating right now, so you're in good company. And if you guys like what you're watching, don't forget to hit that like button. I think that helps with, like, I don't know, reach or something. I don't know how YouTube works. We don't paint murals. We apply graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. If you'd like, you can scroll back in my live. I went over to the studio to show those off. Hey, thank you, Oscar. Hope you're having a great day, too. My day's pretty good. I get to wake up, make skateboards, and talk to you, all you beautiful people. Yeah, double tap the top of the screen. If you guys want to, like, give me advice for things I'm supposed to say on YouTube, I don't even know. I'm new to all this stuff. Of course, Lala. Hey guys, if you want to help me out, there's a playlist on my channel called Watch This For Me. It's got all my longer lives in it. It boosts my watch hours. I think I'm 230 hours away from 3,000 to be partner, and then I have no clue what happens after that, but we'll find out. Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate you. It's a dream. It's surviving, that's for sure, too. You guys can always give me more work and make yourself a high-quality work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm like I said, I used to focus on Instagram a lot more than YouTube. So doing these lives, I just really like the community here a lot more. So it's good to know that I guess I'm doing things right here. Thank you. I am Quanto Pisada o Skate. I am assuming that's a language I don't understand, but breaking it down is that if you're asking how much for a skateboard, someone correct me on how wrong I am. $70 for a popsicle, shapes go up from there. Check us out, lifeskateboard.com. So what you're seeing here is some of these boards need a little bit more love. We've got some lines on them on the veneer. Sanding that off is nice. We don't want the customer to end up with something with subpar work on it. You want your board to be pretty damn near perfect, you know what I mean? Thank you so much. Oh, there we go. I did get it right. So yeah, this one would be $70. Once the graphics applied and everything else, obviously. We put a polyurethane clear coat on it as well. Thank you, Oscar. Oscar. Is that Oscar? Is that just a really cool way to spell Oscar? Oh, that's awesome, man. Over in England. You guys have a really cool board maker over there with big A. Well, thank you for the compliment, man. It makes me want to do this more often. Woo! Just hit a nerve on my hip. That was not fun. 70. Sorry. 70. My bad. paying $7 for a skateboard, you should probably assume the person making it didn't get paid. There you go, G-Prince. That sounds like something satisfying. Here, let me, 7D, 70. I'm going to screenshot that, G-Prince. I'd like to subscribe to you later. Thank you. We ship all over the world, Mitsuya, but it is a flat rate, and it is kind of ridiculous. So what you should do is order with some friends. Like I said earlier, we lose a little bit on shipping, but selling multiple boards is worth it to us. Plus, getting boards around the world is awesome. We did some sales in Japan recently. We ship over to Europe. I love it. There's 100 people in here right now. If you guys would like to let Thux know what the average price of a factory board is right now, you can let them know. You're watching all of the work that goes into these boards. So $70 is pretty normal considering wood prices. I will say prices are definitely going up soon with the price of wood going up. I don't have any control over that, but it is what it is. It's hard maple from Great Lakes area. Most would say Canadian maple, but some of it does come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. You need something that was grown pretty far north as far as maple goes. The reason for that is you want something with slow growth and long winters because it makes the grains tighter. It makes the wood stronger for the skateboard. And you want something extremely strong, but something that's malleable. So that's why maple was the choice. Hey, Shady, I'm gonna check that out later. Titan. Sam, I haven't checked for the shop key, bud. No. There's the boss man on here. That's fine, friends. We're all playing with toys here, so it doesn't matter to me. But alright, I'm gonna shape these edges here. That was the boss man hopping in there, my good friend Sam Cook. He's injured at the moment, healing up from a surgery, hoping that means that he gets to skate with me sometime soon. But Sam, I'm going to look for that key before I leave here. He went and changed the router bit out for me. If you were watching it live a couple days ago, it went out. But he changed it for me, and I got to look for a key for him in all the sawdust. It's going to be fun. Really fun. Weight capacity on boards. That's a pretty hard question to answer. Our 8-plies, I've seen a car parked on it. They're just extremely strong. End-to-end strength comes from the concave, and then the process just adds to the strength. Thank you, Ian. 700 to 700 pounds. You heard it from the boss, man. That's a good steal there, Kubla. That's a steal. Thumbs up. Yes. Deliver to Brazil. Thumbs up. I think you should check our website or get an answer from Sam because we've had shaped boards for a very, very, very long time. There's over 77 shapes, including popsicles, listed on the website and several that aren't released. If you want something that's kind of similar that we've had for a very, very long time, check out our twins. Pretty close. Almost eerily close. in my opinion. But some would probably argue with that. Of course, we got, I would definitely check those out. The egg twin, the mid twin. Those have like a square nose and tail with a taper on towards the center. The egg twin comes out in the center. But I'd say those would probably be close to the newer one. We do every shape, so we can do whatever. Well, if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you're going to be able to find a great shape. Here you go. Since we're having a little bit of a language barrier here, bud, just go ahead and go to this website, and you'll find all these shapes. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Dave. Have a great day. Go skate for me. Thanks for tuning in. Portuguese or Spanish? Ahí. Is that correct? Did I say over there? Ahí. Right? Thanks, Josh. I don't really. There we go. There we go. I got it right. Hey, if someone in here does speak Portuguese, if you want to let him know what's going on here, I'm bummed out that I'm so ignorant to only know one language really well. I'm sure some of you guys are more intelligent than me and bilingual. Busca aquí. Busca aquí. Does that work? Thank you. I'm going to have that on my head. I'm going to remember it. Thank you. You never need to apologize for your second language being anything more than nothing. I promise. That's just a sign of intelligence that you've been able to figure all that out. That's awesome. Hi, Mark. Thanks for hopping in. Oh, hi, Mark. Gretchen Alien Workshop doesn't make skateboards. They have the skateboards made. Did have the skateboards made. But Don Pendleton is a great artist. Mr. Llama, I'm really sorry, but we can't. I love you too, but we can't. The way we're a little mad about that one. He's in here watching too. That's scary. Is that a blue goat? That's kind of cool. I didn't know that was an emoji. What is that? Blue goat. Or is it a sad unicorn? No, it's a blue coat. Once again, Flip does not make skateboards. They have skateboards made for them. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Mark. Glad you're doing well. Hope you're having a great morning. I'm sorry, Lama. Here you go. There you go. Hello, Max. The mythical sea goat. Did you catch it, Llama? Did you catch it, Mr. Llama? I've never kissed a llama before. That would be pretty good. My heart goes out to you. There you go. So this one is a natural fly. We've got stained veneer as well. When the customer picks a graphic, they have the option to choose an ink color for it. So it just depends on what the customer chose. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see the orders when they come in. When you make an order, Sam sees the order, he handles all that, and what I see is a big stack of shapes over here after I pressed them. I just keep the different concaves and different color veneer all stocked up so it's easier for him. I'm sorry, Mr. Llama. Put him back on. I'm sorry. Kickflip. I had to think about it. When I'm not using my feet, that's kind of hard to do. No, we don't do blank. I mean, we do blank. But what you're paying for with the board is the process, so it's the same price for a blank as a board with the graphics, so might as well get the graphic on there. I'm sorry, Mr. Llama. We have to keep our pants on in here. If you check out our website right here, Sander is the skateboarder, is that what you want? There, kickflip. A kickflip. We did it. We did it. And if you ask me to skate on the stream, I'm going to have lots of excuses on why I'm not. You should make me rich. You can't yet, though. I mean, I'm going to let you know right now, what most people would consider making them rich would probably help you survive. That's nice. I can't. I just tried and the cord wouldn't let me. It'll heel flip, but it won't kick. There we go. Heel flip, kick flip. There we go. I got you. Vacuum wasn't letting it happen. That's what we need. Thanks, Mr. Llama. I'm going to choose to believe that you meant that you almost came to the shop and bought something. You know it, man. You know it. But if you want to see like actual skateboarding, you can hop over to my page. I have like shorts and stuff of skating. I got the wrong shoe, there's shitty ground out here, and I'm waiting on detailed drifters to set up my new Trexie. My Trexie's out in the car right now. I'm kind of excited to set that thing up. composite glue is really stubborn. Alrighty, after I finish this board though, we're going on and doing it from the start. Hey, thanks OMG. Have a great day. You can call me a dud anytime you want to. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe. Maybe you can catch me again sometime. Quite the opposite of professional, I will say that. Right now it's actually 9:58. It's the same time here. That's kind of crazy. So Turdinator for some reason thinks I don't know how much to sand off of a board. This is my first one or like 1,000, probably 1,000. So Turdinator. We've been making these boards for a very long time, and it's okay if you've never made a skateboard and you don't understand what's happening here. So these are different steps of sanding here. You've got a heavy grit to bring that edge to a 90. You've got a edge router to round it off. You got this here to clean it up a little bit more. And then this 150 bit right here is just cleaning up the edges, taking excess glue off, and cleaning up the board before graphics are applied. Once again, this is lifeskateboard.com. This is Life Skateboards. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of these decks of your own. Shop's been doing our thing since 2012. Pretty sure we know what we're doing. Thanks, Mr. Llama. So we've got a loser on here that thinks that his opinion matters to me. So first, we got some guy that thinks that he knows about the process of board making and then decides to make comments about my vanity, which is not really something that's going to work. We don't need that around here. Welcome to Skateboards. We make high-quality skateboards. Go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. But if we want to talk about my face tattoos, thanks, Brad Racer. Thank you, man. I love this. If we want to talk about my face tattoos in a way that matters, these all came from skateboarding. This one here, I was in a contest in Columbus, Indiana, tied for best trick with Sam Crawford, and we had a head-to-head. He did, if I'm remembering correctly, I know it was a banger. I think this was the year he did a nose blunt transfer on the Kong wall and came in. And then I went for shove it tail grab all the way over the tabletop. Missed, dislocated my shoulder. And Sam came up to me after he won and gave me a gift card for the tattoo and said, "Your mom will be happier than my mom." So decided to commit to it and make sure it was as visible as possible. And traded some boards for this guy. And I just kind of, anything that comes from skateboarding to me, I'd like to be as visible as possible. So full on commit with that one. I'm a nerd, probably. And now look at me, I'm happy. I'm from Indianapolis. Born and raised in East Town. A little bit more touch up here. And then we're good to go. Something a little bit longer. Rad Racer asks, do we do graphics? Yes, we do. I think you can scroll back into my live. I hope you can. After I finished one board, I hopped over into the studio over there to show you the Lino blocks. We apply graphics with hand-carved lino blocks to make sure that it's a no-stress application to give the boards as much strength as they can have. So if you scroll back there, you'll be able to see some of those. You're an indie dude? Yo, llama. Llama, you're in Indianapolis? We're in New Palestine right now. Not even a joke. I know you're being funny and all, but there is a contest on Sunday at Major Taylor's and a big show. I'm going to be one of the judges for that. So hop on out, have fun at that. And then if you are local at Indianapolis, go to my Instagram, Stranger Casper, and enter the Coed and Cambria ticket giveaway, because that's for Everwise. At Rad Racer, Mr. Llama is just being silly. I think it's funny. I appreciate the love. See, we got people that are super hateful on here, so why not leave some overly loving people on here? It kind of balances it out, you know what I mean? All right, so now we're going to hop over here, and we're going to be using the belt sander. I'm going to go grab myself a drink real quick. I'll be right back. Go check out lifeskateboard.com. Do you buy the wood formed, or do you steam the wood yourself? So we don't steam them. I'll show you real quick before I grab myself a drink. We press the boards. So the veneer comes like this. You got your thin pieces of veneer here. And then we grab 5 of those vertical grains and 2 of these cross bands here with a horizontal grain. And it goes vertical, 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 horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, vertical. That gives it strength in every direction. And then we put it together with glue, put it in here, and put it under pressure for 24 hours. And then they cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave. Not all of us are weird, but a lot of us are. Not all of us are weird here in Indiana, but a lot of us are. Yep, those were the bones of boards, and now you're going to see the boards themselves. But I just finished those 3 there, and I've got, what, 5 more to go through. I think I'll go through them 3 at a time, and then 2 at a time. We've got some twins in there, and then we've got some of the big boards we just released. Slappy made a 13-inch truck, so we had to make a bigger skateboard. We got a 14.2 and a 13.2 now. The decks are actually double or triple press maximum. I understand why Ghostface is asking, are the decks single press? We put 2 in there to ensure that the concave is the same on both of them. 3 keeps the same concave when we've tested it. Once you push it past that, it starts getting weird concaves in the middle. But single press is always just a surefire way to make sure you get the same concave every single time. We are getting the same result from double right now. Where can you pick one up? You go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. We ship all over the world. You can choose what shape, graphic, wheel wells, whatever you want on there. And then if you go to lifeskateboard.com, if you go to lifeskateboard 1010 on Instagram, there's instructions for how to order some of the boards that aren't released on the website yet, like the Mega Twin. And if you like that Lori graphic, you can put that in the notes. There's some extra information on the Instagram as well. Yeah, that's definitely a added benefit. I mean, we're ending up with the same exact concave on everything. I think the double press and then having them stacked in the stacks of their own concave, like these here, when they're in big old stacks of their own concave, it kind of just helps them stay exactly the same. But we're pretty well known for our concave. Maybe it being deep means there's less snapback. Not sure if that makes much sense, but it is what it is. Do I do custom boards for birthdays? No, I don't really know what that means. I can write your name on it and put a clear coat over it. I tried to get NOS to sponsor me, by the way. They turned me down. Sorry, guys. All right, back to work. Let me grab these boards here. And we are going to take 3 mid-twins through the process. Do we ship to Florida? We ship all over the world. What's up, Sean? We ship all over the world. Continental U.S. is
There's a different shipping than international shipping, but just check it out, lifeskateboards.com. Thanks, man. I ride for the company here. I also work with Lino. Alright, so these ones here are mid-twins. You should check those out on the website. They come in 3 sizes. There's a small twin, mid-twin, and big twin. 8-1, 8-6, and 9-1. And if you want to check out more of those, you can check the egg twin. Just check that on lifeskateboard.com. These are 7 plies. So what you're thinking when you say it looks thick is because the edge is not rounded off yet, but also our concave is very deep, so it gives it the feel that it's thick, but it's not. You know what I mean? Small twin. Sorry, Sam. Don't correct me on here, boss. And this is our knucklehead here. Really fun shape. I skated this shape. This is actually a double knuckle. Dude. Sam, they can't see 0.5 inches. I was just playing with it. I'm not trying to go grab a tape measure. Silly. You know it, Sam. So, Steve, so I'm going to go ahead and show you Fairy Kitty. See, this is why I didn't want to correct that, Sam, because we got to explain it to everyone now. So what Sam was saying was that these are small twins, not mid-twins. It's one of the 3 shapes of twins. That's actually an 8.1, so they come in an 8.1, 8.6, and 9.1. What do I recommend for beginners? Grab one of our boards. I'd suggest, honestly, one of our twins, maybe the mid-twin, the Make My Life Complete option on there. It helps out with the, it's 110 plus the price of a deck, so $180 will get you a complete from us. That's a good start for it with all pro parts. Someone said, why not use a router then sand? I think you're a little confused on the process here. I don't think I'd get fired for things. Sam, would you fire me for that? I don't think you'd fire me for that. This is my boss in the comments, by the way, and good friend, Sam. Wish you were here, Sam.
No, it's okay, Ferry. I was actually in the middle of explaining to Steve. So, Steve, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought here, guys. So these are the uncuts here. When they're done, we will... Yeah, don't apologize, Ferry. It's okay. When we're done here... I'm so sorry, guys. Whew. Give me a second. It's early in the morning, and I just lost my entire train of thought. So when Sam gets those uncuts, he puts the truck holes in, attaches a template, and then runs that template and uncut against this router to make the shape. Then I clean it up here, and then there's another router right here to round it off. I hope that helps. Well, Sam, are you doing voice to text or something, dude? Oh, I don't even, does that work on lives? That's confusing. So, what you were just watching there, what you were just watching there was me bringing that edge to a 90 so that this edge router will work. So Swedish Shiwa, no, that's not how we do things here. Thanks, though. Yeah, we've got everything measured in inches because that's the standard for skateboarding. That's just what it is. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I mean, we're only measuring things in inches, so we're not going to be converting it into anything crazy. You know what I mean? They're crazy. I'm not over here defending the... I'm not over here defending the existence of inches, miles, and all those other things. There we go. Everybody answered for me. I'm not over here saying that it's not confusing for no reason, that our measuring systems are all over the place, but it's just the standard. Here. Exactly, yeah. There you go, Kubla. Yeah, they're mostly pressed. So factories have a bunch of them, a bunch of boards in the press. There's some people that vacuum press their boards. There's all kinds of different things.
Hey, thanks for tuning in from North Carolina. That's pretty rad. Can I clean this up? Get to shaping this small twin. It's a small twin, Sam. Thank you. Thank you, Chester. It's called the small twin. I got you. Don't worry, I got it right, Sam. You can't tell I'm laughing without getting Also, real quick, this big shout out to Sam. So if you guys didn't realize, or I didn't say this yet, Sam Cook is my boss. He's the owner of Life Skateboards, and obviously this is an amazing job, and I love it. But you know, a shitty boss or a disconnected boss can make a good job bad. I've had a lot of bosses in my life, and had a lot of bosses that told me they were my friend. Sam is one of the few people that I can say honestly has been my friend, best boss I've ever had. Gave me this great opportunity, and I can't thank him enough for it. He's a great dude. Thanks, Sam. Big shout out to Sam. Somebody answer that. I'm making skateboards. Guys, we got one more, and then over to the Orbital after the macro. Drink a little bit of this NOS here. Dang it, NOS! Why didn't you sponsor me? I miss it.
This is actually really cool. Sam, is this a custom? This is the double knuckle. I've noticed it has a really cool taper towards the center that is not something I've noticed before. Oh, it does have a good taper. I don't know. It just seems more distinguished on this one. I guess I've only been shaping normal knuckleheads for a while here. You're very correct. I'm making skateboards at work right now. If you want to go see some tricks, you can hop over to my page and check some shorts of me skating and things like that. But here you go. Okay, flip. Wheel and then the orbital. We press the wood. There you go, Steve. I like that. Thank you, Jay. And hey, Fairy, thank you for answering questions in there. I appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys are paying attention enough to answer questions in my chat? That's really cool. Alrighty, now we're on to the orbital, and then I only have 2 more boards to shape after that. I'm going to take these finished popsicles over here, set them down, and you guys are in for a treat on these next boards I'm going to shape after I'm done with these. They are gigantic. Where is the wood sourced? So this, I say Great Lakes maple. because I mean, most people would say Canadian maple, but some of it does come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. There's not really a way to tell. Oh, the Skate IQ guy? Wait. Yeah, Kubla's correct. Skate IQ. Mitchy Brusco. Not only, I think, what was it? He landed the first 12-10, right? Yeah, he breaks things down. I'll say, I've been skateboarding for 21 years, and I sometimes learn things from watching those Skate IQ videos. So absolutely go check in with him. Good call, Kubla. So the skateboard wood is a 1/16th to 1/20th piece of veneer, depending on which press it's going into. That then gets pressed together for its strength. That's correct, Steve. So that's what we go up to 150. There's actually another reason for that, actually. I said actually twice in the same sentence. You can tell I'm having a little bit of a hard time talking today. So if you get into a finer grit, the ink doesn't want to stay on there. Once the Lino block likes to slide around a little bit. Hey, thank you, Barry. I appreciate that. Hopefully, if you're anywhere near the Midwest, I'm sure you guys will pass me a contact sometime. So Sam, what I would suggest if you don't skate shaped boards is going with our small, mid, or big twin based off of your other, based off of what size you used to ride. Small twin is 8.1, mid twin is 8.6, and the big twin is 9.1. That was my first shape board when I came over to Life and started riding for the company. Sam suggested that I started riding shapes. I was honestly pretty against it off the bat, and then I realized how much fun it is to skate shaped boards, and I ended up designing my signature shape. That one up there. It's wildly funky. But I would start off, if you're getting right back into it, start off with, if you want to stick with a popsicle, you can. We do have those. But pick one of our twins, hit the Make My Life Complete option, and you'll end up with a good complete. Hey, thank you, Ferry. That's awesome. Eddie asks, am I still producing? No, never did. No thanks. I live in Indianapolis, but I don't think I need a switch. Thanks. I used to too, and then I found really good skateboarding. I used to work in a skate shop where I was going through a deck a week. I really liked the shape and concave of welcome popsicles, but I honestly thought everything was kind of the same, and then I put my feet on one of these and fell in love with it. Not really. I'm sorry, religion boards? That's a great question. So we have a pretty stacked team right now, but I'm not sure if the opportunity is there. Brandon, I am concerned about that. Yeah, I know. I'm glad you are concerned. Thank you for noticing. We've got a Festool vacuum over here, and yeah, we're using a DeWalt, but it just takes a lot of strain in ways that orbitals don't like to be strained. So that's why we throw a cheap one on here. Don't really want to fuck up the Festool sander on this. I'd rather replace this cheap one over again. I mean, Sam would. Oh yeah, all right, everybody that's watching right now, I'm glad you scrolled in here, bud. So if you could for us, put in the chat what type of cleanup you require for using fiberglass. And this is part of the reason that we stick with an all wood construction. That's really cool to have somebody in here that works with fiberglass. That's awesome. I see. Yeah, see, like the cleanup and everything for cutting skateboards if you use fiberglass would be ridiculous. We'd have to have a vacuum system on absolutely everything. It's probably something we will do eventually, but there's just quite a bit of cleanup with that. But we're just damn good at making all wood constructions. But yeah, lots of sanding. Lots of sanding of fiberglass, so that's even more dangerous stuff. Hey Astro, thanks for hopping back in here. Yeah, I don't even, the cool thing is I don't even wear gloves for this, and the reason I don't is because part of the quality control is running my hands along it, but I do wear a respirator for everything else. I have huge respect to you, Brandon, for working with that kind of stuff. Hey, that's awesome, Barry. That's going to be a great connection you have with him. Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. I'm just glad people enjoy watching this. Thanks, Brandon. I just work here. I'm the only hourly employee. Sam's the owner. He hops in here every once in a while. Yes, it is. This is tender love and care right here. What am I doing, Astro? I am doing the finishing sanding on a small twin. There you go. So I will say, this is quite different than the factory standard. So don't expect this type of work to go into most boards you see on a wall. That's actually something that I did a long time ago. Crow One said he's never made his own decks, so I'm actually making decks for customers right now. I do make my own decks as well, but I remember working back in a skate shop, taking old decks and using jigsaws to cut them up into weird things. We call them death boards, real sharp. There's some locals with big scars in their shins from trying flip tricks on my death boards, but now I get to actually make them, and I love it. Well, Crow, you're going to have some opportunity for that. Look at that, 13.2-inch boards. You're going to have a lot of surface area to play with. Are there any composite decks? So, yeah, and it's not good. There are some companies that used a birch composite, and it's just not very strong. These are supposed to be able to take a beating. So I think what you were asking was birch composites, right? I sincerely apologize if I misunderstood you there. So Brandon, part of the process here is we start off with veneer like this. And there's 7 pieces of veneer, 2 of them are horizontal crossbands, and 5 of them are vertical grains. Those get put on there, glued together, and then they press under pressure for 24 hours and cure for a week. Sorry if I misunderstood you there. That might have been my ignorance. Yeah, so pretty much like plywood that's pressed into this thickness. The curve on the board gives it end-to-end strength, and then the bond between the wood and the glue gives it strength everywhere else. As well as the direction of the grain. Thanks, Crow. Oh, okay. So Brandon asked, do they do plastics or carbon fiber? So there are some companies that do that. Some of them even call it their secret sauce. Powell Peralta does flight decks out of their Skate One warehouse, where they do layers of wood and then a layer of what they call a secret sauce. The boards are virtually indestructible. They flex a lot without breaking. That's just a preference on there. I like a sturdy board, so I like these. All wood construction feel is just a different feel under your feet. Some people prefer it, some people prefer other things. I have a lot to say negative about a lot of companies in the industry as far as board production and things like that, but Powell with their flight decks, really cool technology to be doing something different that actually affects the life of the board, rather than just doing something different to do something different. And they're honest about where their cheaper boards come from. They say that their price points come from their partners in China, which a lot of companies like to hide where their boards come from when they come from factories that may not involve skateboarders in the production or may not involve the same quality control. So it's really nice to know that that's a company that's honest. But yeah, they use that. There's companies like Almost did fiberglass and carbon fiber for a while. Trying to think. Black Cat does it as well. Exactly. That's all it is. My Instagram is Stranger Casper on Instagram. The Life Skateboards Instagram is Life Skateboard 1010. Well, if you'd like to buy an old school board, just go to lifeskateboard.com. You're going to be scrolling through a lot of them. We've actually got some that are named after the era that they were from, like the 1986, 1986.5, 1990, 1992.5, and the 1993. Hey, Brandon. If you guys are local to the Midwest, I've got a giveaway running right now for tickets for Cody and Cambria. I started recently partnering with Live Nation to give away tickets. No. When I say Black Cat, I mean the Black Cat pressing. I saw that question. Great question. But I do have some great pyrotechnic friends. Hey, you're down in Florida. You just had some cool skateboarding happen right next to you. Bam Margera was down there. I appreciate you, Sam. See, this is I don't know. We don't have anything to hide in our board making process, and we're not really worried about somebody stealing a process. It takes a lot of trial and error to get to this point. So I'm always happy to have these conversations, kind of educate the general public on how boards are made. I'm really glad you guys enjoyed this. Aw, man, got a board ran over. I got some stories about that. One of our 8-ply boards got ran over this way. Nothing happened to it. One of our 7-ply boards, it was a coffin, got ran over end to end. And the next day, the girl, it was up in Ball State when we were located in Muncie. And the girl that got that board came in the next day after it got ran over to get new trucks because the trucks were destroyed and the board was fine. Hey, thank you, Brandon. That would mean a lot. These are beautiful boards, too. Listen, Brandon, if you do order one that's specifically for your wall or something like that, first of all, I want you to say, welcome back to skateboarding. You can always get here. But just shoot me a message. Let me know. I'll talk to you about some specifics on it. I like this. Right on, man. Yeah, I'm super responsive on there, so we'll just we'll get back to each other on there on some details for it. Howdy, Quid. So Dancing God said, do you think skate tricks is better than flips that you do on a bike? I think they're just different. When it comes to these things, I mean, we're all playing with a toy, but it's completely different. I have a lot of respect for BMX. I tried to BMX. My BMX career lasted 15 seconds before I knocked myself out on a rail. I just had way too much confidence in a skate park with very little skill on BMX, so I tried to air a hip and woke up underneath the rail. That's a lot to bring around with you. There's some things I do on a skateboard that are maybe more difficult than things on a bike. There's things that on a bike that are definitely more difficult than things on a skateboard, but I also don't have the perspective for those things. I think it's fun to watch. I take care of skate parks. My local skate park is Lawrence. And I take care of my local skate park with a BMXer named Paul Nanny and another skateboarder named Shell Rippey. We all work together as a community. I don't think things are better or harder. I think it's just all fun. I like doing doubles with my BMX friends as well. Yes, sir. Bam's the homie. Hey, riding an 825 with dragon wheels. That sounds fun. Yeah, Bam is the homie. I met him actually at my local park. I'll be going out to Pennsylvania to visit him at the end of the month this month. Like I said, I focused a lot on social media before I came here to YouTube. Yes, sir, we do sell decks. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can get one of your own. So Skater, we don't do custom graphics, and if you scroll back into the live, you'll see why we don't. We have hand-carved lino blocks for our graphic application. What you're looking at is probably a photorealistic image, and what people use for that is a heat transfer. We're very against heat transfers here, even though it's the industry standard for most of the graphics you see on every skateboard. Yes, it's the easiest way to mass produce a large amount of photorealistic images on a bunch of skateboards. However, you're rolling that skateboard through a 200-degree roller to apply that melted plastic graphic on there. Doesn't matter if it's easier if it lessens the quality of the board. So we don't do that here, unfortunately. Now there are screen printers out there. There are heat transfer companies that will do whatever you want. Just blanket rule on my end: heat transfers suck. Orbital is having a moment with me today, eating up these discs really fast. There you go, Chris. I have a lot of respect for screen printing as well. We just do a different method with the lino blocks, and I really do like the versatility of them. Because when you get a full board screen, it's just going to be that graphic over and over again. Since we're using lino blocks, we can place that block anywhere. In fact, we can also print shirts with those lino blocks. So this is one of the lino blocks here. That's the top graphic for most of the boards. We've got another graphic on my back here. So because we make lino blocks for the decks, we can use those blocks to print apparel as well. Now, screen printing, awesome. Heat, no. Really like that comment there in the chat, Chris. Chat, he's awesome. There you go, Dancing God. Screen printing is awesome. You know, if they would have automated screen printing instead of jumping to heat transfers, the industry would be a lot different right now. Don't worry, man. Rails scare me too. I think probably 4 years ago, I started finally getting comfortable on round rails, and then did flat to down rail, 50 to cross, came down and slipped out right near the end and landed on my spine on the end of the rail. And the fear has not gone away. I'm a big transition or park trader now. I like street, I just don't film a lot of it. But I need to get over that. I need to just buck up and do it. Maybe today's the day. Who knows? Hey, thank you! Dragon puppet. I influenced somebody's little project they were working on. That's rad. Hey, Riley! So Riley just ordered a piglet board. That's awesome. Here's what Ryan just ordered, and this is the template for it. There you go. So this is the template for the board you just ordered, Rylan. Thank you so much. Which board is my daily? My daily is that shape right there, the one that I designed. That's true, yeah. Nobody wants to pop them plums on a rail. That's awesome, Rylan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Casper's Keepers. Everybody tell her bye. Thanks, Viking. I appreciate you. Hopefully we got something you like. And like I've said before, we do have some stuff that's not on the website that's available. And the instructions to get that are over on the Life Skateboards Instagram, and that's Life Skateboard 1010. Some of those boards are the 13.2, yes, 13.2 inch board, and the 14.2. Yeah, that's right. I said 14. You can fit 2 skateboards on that thing. Hey, thanks, Ed. So Logan, if I can show you a board that we've been making for years and years and years and years that Andy happened to have his hands on at one point. So this is our twin. Does it look familiar? I'm not going to say anything, but if you guys would like to make a decision. This one I'm shaping right now. Square nose and tail with a taper towards the center. What is the vacuum? So this is an Orbital sander. So this one here is an 8.1, but we also make it in an 8.6 and a 9.1. We also have an egg twin that's the same thing, but this part tapers out. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can see 77 different shapes on there. The specs are on there when you click on the shape itself. This is an Orbital sander. What it's doing is removing excess glue that the drum couldn't get off, cleaning up the edges, and getting it ready for graphics. This vacuum over here just makes it so I don't wear the respirator when I'm using the Orbital. Good morning, Tristan. They need me, dude. Freshly cut skateboards is what it should be called. Sam, we need to make air freshener. Oh, wait a minute. Dancing God, did you mean vacuum sealing a board, or did you mean what I'm doing with the vacuum right now?
Hey, thank you, Logan. If you need skill complete, if you go to the website, lifeskateboard.com, there's an option called Make My Life Complete. You'll end up with Acer independent trucks, Pig's wheel of your choice, Red's bearings, hardware, and grip. And the price is, so Popsicles is $70. That twin you were asking about is $79. And then it's the price of the deck plus $110 for all those parts. So pretty good deal on the parts. And you can pick your graphic, all that fun stuff. And it supports, lasts a really long time, has really good concaves. Thank you, Logan. That is a very good question. Sam said, do you CNC or bandsaw the rough press? So my boss has done all of that. All this equipment and everything is set up by my boss, Sam. I know that he has made them by hand in the past. It's just more efficient to get it CNC cut. That way it's a perfect product. Thank you, Logan. That's a very good question, Sam. A different Sam makes this stuff. I just made the realization of how confusing that can be. Dude, we should do that. How can we do that? That sounds awesome. Like just put something right at the edge of the tail. I don't know. That sounds like a fun concept. Right? It could be a fun idea. Okay, I think that would be a fun concept. Whether we're joking or not, this is a toy, you know? We can make it more fun. Alright, so top and bottom are sanded. Now we're going to go for the edge. Would you like some, like, did you sell bags of this? I don't know, man. I feel like, now let's be honest. So can I talk about this on a live? Yeah. So I'm an addict in recovery, so me selling bags of things probably isn't the best idea. I had to think about if I could say that or not. I think what's going to happen to skateboarding is a big shift in the industry, as far as their focus from just like, oh, these guys don't care how long their boards last, we're just going to make them pretty and make them cheap, to
They're going to actually focus on boards lasting. Drugs are bad, okay? Remember, guys, if you ever need to talk about sobriety too, my lives can be a place for that. My inbox on Instagram as well can be a place for that. If you ever need help with it, my boss helped me get 100% sober. I'm 6 years clean from alcohol, 4 years clean from everything else. Best decision of my life. I'd be dead now if I didn't make those decisions. So, off of the serious note, skateboards. That's absolutely that's some wisdom I didn't know I needed right there, Crane. Thank you. Of course, guys. A little bit of love right here. Alright, now on to the double knuckle now. And then we're gonna hit these ooh, hold on 1 second. There's a little bit of love needed right here. Alright. Kickflip. There you go. I got you, bud. I'm working right now, but if you want to see some skateboarding, you can hop over to my channel. There's some shorts of me skating. If you want to hop over and see more, you can check out my Instagram, Stranger Casper. But there you go. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Craig. Although, like, that was like some wisdom you dropped right there. Yeah, everybody do a kickflip right now. You know it, right? All right. I mean, it's true. That's accurate. If anybody wants to buy my bathwater, I'm not gonna sell it. You can't. It's mine. My bathwater, not for you. Hey, there's a nice one already. Thank you. That's a good kickflip right there, bud. Take your deck for you? No, I don't want to take it from you. You should enjoy it. Kickflip. Do it with your mind. Alright, so here we go. How are you going to do a kickflip, Scott? I used to be a manager at a restaurant, and I would randomly yell, do a kickflip, and everybody had to. So just get that back foot ready. Get ready for the pop, and just flick. And you're good. Just do it that way. You did a kickflip. If you just stand there, I don't care where you're at. If you're at work right now, just stand up and do it. I don't care. If you're on a bus right now, stand up in the middle of it and do one. I think that'll be fun. Tell us what happened. Thank you, Live. Do we have a family toolbox? Oh, the little trash. That's our dust bin right there. Yeah, very easy trick, to be honest. My first flip trick was a varial flip because when I was a kid, I couldn't keep my kick flips from turning. So I didn't understand where my back foot placement mattered. Aww. Life's way ahead of me a compliment and took it away. Wow. We've had that one for like a month. Not gonna lie. That's where we put all of our dust. No, Scott! It's okay. Skateboarding is just a pile of failures that we finally see success on the top of it. So falling on your face just means you're one step closer to landing it, right? I mean, I swap, but this isn't all I do. I do a lot of hand plants in skateboarding, so I try to work out my upper body quite a bit. So I think they're pretty even, right? Even enough. Dude, that is frustrating. I had an issue with the same thing on like tray flips and shit, where my shoulders would just open up every time. The cool thing about it was I have body burials on tricks really easy, but fixing it was I had to throw a left hook before I popped. It's crazy, isn't it? I looked like a dumbass. I was like throwing a punch before I threw a kickflip. Before I threw a tray flip. Big props to Tristan there. Tristan is on almost all of my lives. He always gives good advice to people and kind of keeps things positive in the chat. So big thank you to you, Tristan. Hey, from Phoenix? That's rad. Thanks for hopping on here, Armando. I got some really stubborn glue I'm dealing with right now. I should be real mad at the guy who glued this. I'll let you all in on a secret. I'm the guy who glued this. I'm gonna go with a heavier grit just to get this off of there carefully. Let's do it on a bus. Do a kickflip on a bus. What state are we in? We are in Indiana. Shop is located in New Palestine, originally in Muncie, Indiana. I have not watched the hockey video. Unfortunately, I have been swamped busy. I had to quickly hop off a live yesterday. I had to line up some side work. Try to line up some side work to afford going on some trips. Like somebody said earlier, if they went to my Instagram and found that photo of me and Bam Margera, I'm going to go visit him at the end of the month with another local here. Then I've got a contest in Columbus, Indiana, and a big trip and meet up with a bunch of homies with skate and collectibles out in Cleveland at the end of the month as well. So I've been so busy I haven't been able to keep up with stuff lately. You can, so some of this excess glue is genuinely from pulling it out of the press, having glue on my hands, grabbing it, and then you can see my fingers on there. So that's what I'm doing here, is removing the excess glue, and then coming back with the 150, doing the finishing sanding, and then it's ready for graphics. What's my fault? What's my fault, Tristan? I can't even remember. I don't even remember what I just said. I'm sorry. Oh, dude, I love it. Bam is doing awesome. Yes. Sorry, dude. I am like, my brain is all over the place. Tristan's good people. Love you, dude. So Ned, yeah, Bam is fighting for his life. That's one of the cool. So when we met at LP, what the first thing we talked about was sobriety. I mean, sat down and talked about it. I asked him how his sobriety is doing. And some of the things he said really resonated with me, and I've been using some of the phrases that he used, like that he was using vodka to fill his boredom, and now he can use skateboarding to fill it. So I use those lines to help people in sobriety, and I'm really happy for what's going on with him. Absolutely stay sober. Yes, their skateboard furniture is always a thing. There's guys on Instagram that repress boards and make really cool stuff. Sam does the same thing. Sam had an Instagram called 7-Ply Studio, where he was using board scraps to make like bowls, cups, like actual bowls to hold things, and all that. Oh, see you, Kuba. Thank you, Kuba. I really appreciate you. You've been contributing quite a bit on this live. You guys make me feel good. I appreciate you. Alright, so we got the glue off with the 80 right there. Now we're going to hop back to the 150 and finish her up. Then we got 2 big boards to do here. I'm going to step outside right after I finish this one and leave it on the Life Skateboards thing while you guys talk to each other. And then I'm going to come finish these last 2 boards. And I think I'm done for the day. It's been a long live. A little over 2 hours. That's pretty cool. How do I pay attention to the live while I'm still working? I'm a little confused by that question. Whenever I'm on the Orbital, I can see what you're doing and kind of go on autopilot here while running my hand along the back of it. For most of the other stuff, I just check on what you guys are saying between the between each board and between me doing something dangerous. But thanks for tuning in, Sam. I really appreciate that. You'll be getting a board from me and Sam. That's pretty cool. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate I don't know you, bud, but you get on every one of my lives and say the same thing. I gave you a lot of chances, but I'd suggest the 8.6. So you're going to get a lot of answers when you ask people about proper sizes in skateboarding. But a lot of people are going to either go above 8.5 and go 9 and up, or they're going to go 8.25 and below. So at 8.6, you're going to be able to make a decision on if you want to go up, if you want to go down, or if that's your sweet spot. I skated an 8.5 to 8.6 for, let's see, when I was riding for Dead End, I moved from an 8.25 to an 8.5. I think that was like 2018. And I was on an 8.5 until probably 2023. So 5 years before I moved up to bigger boards. But I would suggest probably 8.5. The mid twin's probably going to be your good choice to start with, in my opinion. Some people are going to really like big skateboards, though. I'm going to have to watch that with that conspiracy theory in mind. Yeah, dude, it's weird. It's weird because now I mean, dude, we make gigantic skateboards now, and it's just fun. Like, if somebody were to say, like, I mean, I mock people for 7.75s now, jokingly, like, hey, how do you skate that toothpick? And I think we gotta balance it out, you know what I mean? Know that I'm playing Dante's Inferno in my spare time right now, and I don't have much spare time, but I was cleaning out a house and found an Xbox One and Dante's Inferno, and I was playing it. Dang, I'm sure it's out there somewhere, though. I bet Creature probably did a graphic somewhere. I don't really have video games, so that is random as shit, dude. That's cool. Yeah, I do remember skating a lot of zeros growing up. It is a good game. What? Kristen, we're going to change that. Kristen, we're going to change that one way or another. We're going to get that foot stronger, flick foot stronger. You know, I broke my leg in, what was that, 2023? And I came back. Blink. Don't forget to blink, Tristan. I'm doing all right, Amos. Thanks for hopping in. Of course, Logan, and the difference, some of the bigger boards don't, I'm going to get a little bit, I might upset some people here. So, like, Heron Skateboards made a 14-inch board. The concave on it looks like an accident. I know it's not. I know it was the concave for a popsicle set in the center, and then they expanded it out. But, I mean, with a big board with good concave, it's all right to flip. I'm going to go ahead and, dang it, I should have posted this short. I tray flipped the 13.2 board that we just made recently, and I'll go ahead and post that short later. Hey, welcome back then, Josh. Skateboarding is always waiting. That's the cool part. Now, I will say that if you are worried about being heavy on a board, all you got to do is make sure you get a high quality board, whether that be something that's just made for strength, something from us, and then swap your bushings out for hard bushings, and it'll feel just like the old ones. Promise. Yeah, same, dude. It was my pop foot too. I've still got metal in there. Hey, that's cool, Emma. Thanks for hopping on here. Yeah, don't worry. I'm waiting on grip tape to set up a 14.2, and I will tray flip that. It's fun. Tray flips are kind of easy on those bigger boards, like the easiest. I say easy. They're not easy, but it's a little bit um, easier than it seems. You know what I mean? But Josh, yes, that is true. So what happened was production ended up getting outsourced and moved to places like Dwindle that just recently dwindled out of existence. That was Enjoy, Almost, a Blind, a lot of big companies. And then, yeah, CCS is just the same thing, dude. CCS has boards that are made factory. The factory standard has just dropped off like crazy. And now they are kind of taking a step back and adding new things like technology, like what is that, basalt or something that they were using on them. They could just take a step back and make the boards correctly, but they don't. It is pretty weak. But the cool thing is there's people like us that exist. Life Skateboards, Last Arrow, C-Rat, Black Cat Pressing. There's companies out there that are doing this and they're rivaling the industry as far as quality, and people are taking notice, and we're getting a little bit more recognition. Those people that are doing that are getting more recognition, and I think it's going to cause a big shift in the industry. That is correct. I'd say from scratch, they're just from veneer up. So we get the loose veneer and make them all ourselves. Pretty much, Batman. So if you're looking for something from like LibTech, let me think about this. Is Lith, Lithe, similar to what LibTech used to be? I am. Put user in timeout. Thank you, Arter. This isn't my company. I work for this company. I do have a wax company called Butterbars Wax, but the company is lifeskateboard.com. I'm sorry, the company is Life Skateboard. The website's lifeskateboard.com. You got 77 shapes on the website for you to choose from, as well as some unreleased ones. If you go to the Life Instagram, that's Life1010, you will see some of those ones that aren't on the website with instructions on how to make them. Unfortunately, but I usually got a moderator on here. But it's all right. I'm going to be real honest here. I do get a lot of trolls on here. I use a lot of the people that talk negatively as a jumping off point to talk about sobriety, general positivity, and things like that. We sell skateboards. You can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. But thank you for offering. I have seen that. Didn't they do that on Jackass? I think they did that on Jackass. I have seen people do that genuinely to train. Kind of like the infinite wave thing for surfing. Alright guys, that took me quite a while. Ooh. I tapped the drill. Alright, I gotta put this in a stack of its own concave real quick. And then we've got 2 more boards to make here today. Looks like one is a 6-ply and one is a 7-ply. Give me one moment here. Give me one moment here, guys. I need a second. I'm going to step outside real quick. Go ahead and check out the website for me. I'll be right back, and then we've got 2 monster skateboards to shape. Oh. I'm back. Sorry. Be real honest with you guys. I had to go pee. Sorry about that. Penny boards. I mean, we make boards small enough for penny trucks. We got this little scooter thing here. Biggest difference between a cruiser and a longboard is the trucks, and that's it. The definition of a cruiser isn't defined by the deck; it's the trucks itself. So a cruiser is going to have big wheels and the loose trucks, usually raised up high. A longboard is going to have trucks that have a kingpin the opposite direction and a different angle. The turn radius on those is way different. Yeah, so Logan, if you'd like, you can put in the notes on there that you want it rolled a different color. So what we would do for that is take the ink that we used for the general graphics and roll the ink all the way across the board. Real quick, let me show you one. I'm liking these lives. We're learning things. Now, I'm not sure how possible this is on customer boards. This was an experiment with my own board. This is my next rider that I'm waiting on grip tape for. And I rolled the background on this one. I just locked my car instead of unlocked it. This is a new to me car. I'm not used to the fob on here. It's bright outside. I think I'm gonna skate today. So here is my next rider. Right here. So it is rolled pink and purple. There's a double print graphic with Lori on it and a double print graphic with my graphic on there. I will never quit my job, buddy. Sorry. I'm at Life Skateboards for life. Give me enough money to live off of for the rest of my life, and I'll sit here and do this for free. There we go. How about that? Ah, zing. You can go elsewhere on the internet for that, buddy. Yeah, dude, give me $2 billion and I will do this job for the rest of my life for free and not call it a job. No, not a Scooby snack. Sorry, Shaggy. I can't do a Scooby-Doo voice, and that was embarrassing what I just tried. Yep, that's exactly what I just said.
these are those massive boards, and I'm bringing it to the side. That's fun. I can't do it. This is embarrassing. I just tried to do it, Ned, and it sucked. All these boards, besides the youth boards, come in a standard 7-ply. Can I make me? Yeah, you just got to go to lifeskateboard.com and get a board, and I'll make you one. There's the website. Yeah, it is what it is. Dang, RH. That's a bot trying to take some stuff. Watch this. Watch this, RH. That's the second time you said the same thing, word for word. Oh, dang it. Dang it. I deleted the wrong person. I am so bad at this. Whoever I just did that to, I am so sorry. That was supposed to be to RH, who has put the same thing into the chat 2 times word for word asking to be moderator. I am so sorry whoever I just did that to. Can I put... Ned! Okay, no, it was Tara. There we go. How do I fix that? Dang it. I'm so sorry, Tara. I do too. I don't know how to. How do I do that? That was Tara. Dang it, Tara. Sincerely apologize to you. There we go. I switched it to 10 seconds. Does that mean your timeout's over in 10 seconds? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm new to all this. That was embarrassing. But alright, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing here. Tara, if you're watching, I sincerely apologize. That was an accident. I've got big dumb fingers here. So, boards come with a standard 7 plies. I'm so sorry, dude. This is a 6-ply. Some of these bigger boards, the 13.2 and the 14.2, we suggest getting a 6-ply for weight. There we go, Terry. I'm so glad you're back. We're in New Palestine, Indiana. Sorry about that, Terry. But this is a 6-ply, so what you're going to be seeing me do is angle the board down a little bit to get it to this router to catch less of the wood and take off less material. That way it meets right in the middle. Rounded off there pretty evenly to the middle. Obviously it'll get cleaned off here, but this is set up for a 7-ply to match it right in the center there. Catch it right in the center there is what I meant to say. We got here. How many plies? That was a 6-ply. This one's going to be a 7. Am I Skip?
Uh-oh. A bit of a play issue. I noticed something with this board here, so I'd like to mark it before I forget about it. Hey, have a great day, Tristan. Thanks for tuning in. It's a sign. Get back to skateboarding. I saw that. Somebody hit their head recently, very recently, and then opened up their phone, and they were watching people make skateboards. No, I did not invent this shape. Sam Cook, my boss, did all of these shapes. Some of these are like customer shapes. The only one that I've designed is my signature shape that I skate every day. It's the Casper signature on the website. So I noticed a little something on here I want to get before I forget. Sand that down with the 150 and then just mark it to keep an eye on it. Veneer front right there. Give me 1 second here while I go grab a pencil. What the heck? We usually have pencils all over the place. Where are all the pencils, Sam? Sam, where are the pencils? 1 second while I find this, guys. Sorry, you guys are watching live while I can't. Thank you, I appreciate that, J-Mac. While I can't find things. This is normal, by the way. Not being able to find stuff in this shop. All right, so we're gonna get back to shaping. Are these maple? Yes, Great Lakes maple. Pressed in-house, shaped in-house, and all that fun stuff. All right, gonna be doing this step. The next is the Mac wheel, and then the Orbital, and then we're done for the day. I gotta find that key for Sam.
7 ply. That thing is 13.2 inches wide. Yes, it is gigantic. We make small boards and big boards. You can lay on that thing like crazy, dude. It's huge. It feels like a surfboard when you skate it. It honestly is way easier to skate than it seems. With those 13-inch slappies, it feels kind of normal. Yeah, you can get pulled by a boat on that for sure. And here's another one. Answer all your questions over on the Orbital. I think I'm going to go ahead and sit down for these last 2 boards. Alrighty guys, last step before we call it a day. Let me catch up with some of these. What inspired me to make my signature board? I liked the Stinger from Life Skateboards. Sam asked me if I wanted to design a skateboard. I took the Stinger shape, traced it, stood on it, and moved my feet for every trick that I tend to do. Cut off the things that I didn't feel like I touched, and then we ended up beefing up the nose just to take away a weak spot. Dang, you guys were trying to figure out if that was a skimboard or a skateboard. That's going to make us happy. So, yes, it's a gigantic skateboard. Why? Because why not? 13.2. We also have a 14.2. They match those slappy 13-inch trucks. Why? Because they're fun. This is a toy. Enjoy your toy. Make it fun. Right, no, I'm not even joking. 4 people could probably stand on this thing.
It's insane. It feels wild to skate. Tray flipping it is like, so my tray flips, I don't really think about my flick on my shape or a popsicle or anything, but I have to really think about flicking through the board on my tray flip to tray flip this thing. It is a boat, yeah. Absolutely. So this is actually, we used to have a board called, we still have it, sorry. We have a shape called the barge, and that used to be the largest board we made. It's 11.75, and people were blown away by that one. And now we're making this with amazing concave. It's fun. Thank you, Nathan. Let's hope the customer thinks the same thing. Yeah, we're gonna have to test free will on that one for sure, Annie. I think we're going to. I think when I'm gonna be setting up a 14-2 for myself, and when I have that, we're gonna see how many people we can fit on it. I think that's a good idea. Apologies. Nateo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and I apologize. So Slappy made a 13-inch truck. So those, you can get like wheels with a little bit of an overhang, like the Dogtown Canines. We do have a few of those 13-inch trucks available. You just have to hit my boss up and see if we have them. I'm from Indianapolis. With no graphics? You want a small board with no graphics? So if you go to the website, lifeskateboard.com, you can pick whatever size board you want. We've got 775 all the way up to this monster. We even have youth boards, so those have the kicks closer together. And you can get a blank board. We're going to put a top graphic on there for you. You can cover that up with grip tape. But you can just pick no graphic, and you'll end up with whatever the bottom color veneer is. And that's going to be up to you. But if you want that Wendy, that's what you can get. Shout out from France. Thank you, JP. Glad you're watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Wendy. So, if you do maker's choice on everything with no bottom graphic, it's going to be a flat 70 for your board. And then grip, and then if you wanted a complete with just that, it would be 180 before tax. That's for a complete, not just the deck. So, good question. That's if you're getting a popsicle. Good questions. These are the questions we need to be asking. It's okay, Angela. Angelica, you say hi. All right. No, but I've seen a green and yellow explosion in the sky before, and I have no clue what it was, but I don't question it, and I try to think maybe it was a dream. But one of my friends saw it with me, so it's confusing. But that's a good question. Anunnaki? Oh, damn, the Anunnaki are asking me that. That's a scary question. I didn't even read that. Someone with the name Anunnaki just asked if I've ever seen a flying saucer. I think that's a trick. That's a trick. Yeah. This is called the Scoot. There you go. That's a great awesome question there. G Hill. Yeah, Anunnaki. I'm sure you have evidence of a flying saucer over here trying to confuse us. I know what you're trying to do. Was that highbrow? Is that highbrow? No, I'm alright, Anunnaki. I don't think I should answer any questions from, I don't think that I should follow through on that. That sounds scary. Thanks, Jack. Look how big this is. Guys, do you see what's happening right here? You're trying to mess with me, Anunnaki. I'll pay attention. I'll see you in my dreams later, buddy. That was the weirdest experience ever. Alright, so that one's shaped. We're going to be sanding this one. But seriously, Anunnaki, the person behind the account, have a great day. Thanks for giving me a little laugh while you were in here. Thank you, Urson. Yes, Jack, we do sell these. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can get, there's over 77 shapes listed on the website. But if you go to the Life Instagram at Life1010, my boss Sam runs that. But there's a couple posts on there recently where it has instructions on how to order this board. It's $140 shipped. That's with shipping. That's for these big ones. The popsicles are $70, so it's a range in between there. What you're going to do is tell us which shape you want, what graphic you want, and then just put it in there. There's instructions on the Instagram post, so just check that out. But we've got all kinds of ranges of prices from 70 to there. And then for completes, you can use the Make My Life Complete option on there, and it's $180 plus tax for a popsicle complete. So what that is $110 for Acer independent trucks, Pig's wheels of your choice, Red's bearings, hardware, and grip tape, plus the price of the deck, and you can get it complete. I hope that helps, Jack. No, actually, this one here, this one's a 7-ply. The one I just sanded is a 6-ply. We suggest going with 6-ply. Actually, I'm sorry, I got those backwards. This is the 6-ply. The one I just shaped is a 7-ply. We suggest going with a 6-ply on these giant boards just to take some weight off. The width and the concave gives it really good strength. No, this is not a 10. This is a 14.2. Yes, that's huge. We make everything, though. This is just our new biggest board. Let me actually check if this is the 14. No, I apologize. This one is the 13.2, but we do make a 14.2. Why? Because why not? But we do have a 10. It's called the 10. But we've got everything down to a 7.75, including youth boards as well. We make everything. This is just because Slappy made a 13-inch truck. We got to make a board to match it, you know what I mean? What's up, Country Carpenter? Good to have you in here. They're made for fun I really need to post it. It's on my Instagram if you want to check. But I did tray flip the 13.2 on my first session with it. It's not that hard. You just got to adjust. It's just really fun. Skated around parks, trying to do... I will say, if you're locked into a cross-locked 50-50, it feels like a Smith every time. It's just really fun. I like trying different shapes, different sizes, and things like that. Because these are toys, so it's always fun to have cool looking toys, you know what I mean? But I'll post the video of me tray flipping this to shorts right after I'm done with this. But if you want to go over to Stranger Casper on Instagram, it is on there. I post every day, so you're gonna have to scroll back a little bit. And then coming here soon, we will have an edit on those boards. I'd like to finish the 14.2, and then I'll have a 13.2 and a 14.2 to bring around, have people try, and just kind of make an edit out of it. I think that'll also kind of push the idea that really big boards where they're concave doesn't feel like an accident. Heroin. It's good and it's fun, and I hope that people realize how much easier it is to skate than it seems. It's crazy to me. Those 13-inch trucks, yes, it feels like a surfboard when you're carving, cruising, whatever, but balance it, get ready to pop, and it's gonna pop. Yes, you gotta clear 14 inches of board flipping underneath you, but it's fun. It really is. Good morning, Eli. It's 11:52 here, so still morning. Just on time, and unfortunately, Eli, you're gonna have to just hit that subscribe button because this is the last board that I'm shaping today. So if you have any last second questions right before you hop off here, feel free to ask. I'm gonna be going ahead and ending the live, finding that key for Sam. And then I might go live later playing with my dog at the dog park. But then we'll do another live next day or so, pressing, shaping. And this is what you can kind of expect from my page. Just explaining to you how boards are made, answering your questions about boards. We get into talks about sobriety, just positivity, things like that, what's going on around here. And don't forget, if you're watching this, go over to my Instagram if you're local to the Midwest. There is a giveaway for Coheed and Cambria tickets over there, over at Everwise Amphitheater. The show is on August 17th, I believe. It's Coheed and Cambria and Taking Back Sunday. Live Nation partnered with me to give away some tickets over on Instagram. So just go over there and check that out for me. All you got to do is comment and tag a friend to enter. Let's see what else. Like, share, subscribe, get a life at lifeskateboard.com. Thank you all for being a great community. You guys make me excited to go do lives on YouTube. I love it here. I'm very grateful for you. And if you want to help me by boosting my watch hours, you can go to the playlist that says watch this for me, and you're going to boost my watch hours. Dang, Eli, was I right? Is the sub button up here? I did it right. I genuinely don't know. I don't even know what it looks like on the other end of lives. But thank you, Eli. Thank you all for hopping in here. I am screenshotting that. The Circle of Life. What? Did you just like write me a little ballad? That was sweet. Thanks. That made my day. All right, I'm gonna go clean up. Hopefully get a little bit of skating in, and then I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll post that short of a tray flip on the big old board. Thanks. Have a great day. I'm all right, Ram. Have a great day.